What's up? This is Derek.
Jamie Madrock.
Man, this your man's Obi Trice.
This is Ad-Lib.
Yo, what up? This is Spesh One.
This is Spesh K.
Hot Rock's motherfucking Skot MC.
Breaking
Wreckords.
Breaking Records Radio out here.
This is Breaking Records Radio.
Check them out, man.
Breaking Records Radio and the place to be. We got the homie right here, Tony Ranks.
Yes. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning.
AKA, I know you don't go by this name no more, but
Scandalous. Yeah, fuck that scandalous shit. Words are powerful. Don't let people call you something that you ain't.
Yo, but mana bad man.
Done already. Why you watching me? I ain't watching you.
Yo, that shit's fire still.
Classic.
Yo, and that's one thing. I know you don't you don't fuck with the scandalous shit no more, but from an interviewer's point of view, you know, someone who really fucked with that Empire shit back in the day, you know, I do gotta go there.
Legend. You know what? Like, scandalous is all forever be a part of me, you know. But as a man, you get older, you start learning the power of words. So like, I've been through a lot of shit, a lot of scandalous situations. It's because everybody would see me and be like, "Yo, scandalous." It's only a matter of time before
you live
the
your
name.
reality.
Yeah. So no, the words manifest your reality.
Yeah.
So since I stopped letting people calling me scandalous, I've been way less scandalous shit. Plus, my real name is like fly as fuck, you know. Tony Ranks. I ain't making that up.
Right.
Anthony Rankin is my real name, abbreviated Tony Ranks. Yeah, let's go.
Yo, word up.
I know.
All right, cool, man. Well, so I know you're working on some stuff right now. You put out the single with Stranger not too long ago.
Yeah, that Don't Talk drum and bass shit.
Yeah, that shit was dope.
You know, but Stranger's a different youth. Like, I've been trying to get into dance music. I'm like, you know.
You call him the Asian 40, the
Yeah, he is. He's sick as fuck. Hold on a second. He makes videos. He makes beats. He got bass lines. Like, I know a lot of producers in Toronto. They're dope at making beats. The loops, good drums, good kicks, good snares. But bass is a very complicated thing to bring out in music.
I agree.
But people that work in dance and drum and bass and that electric sound, they're really good with bass. They're almost like Jamaicans. They fuck with that low end well. So, and Stranger's fire. I'm telling you this right now. Stranger's gonna be the biggest shit out in Toronto. Like, give him 6 months. Like, we're dropping our new single on Saturday, which is September 8th. It's about the gun violence in the city.
And that's the season, the
demon season. Yeah, summer of the gun, demon season. You know, summertime is the demon season.
So, by the time this airs, that'll be out.
Yes, 100%. Like, it's coming out on my birthday. You know, we're trying to release it on platforms like from Apple Music to iTunes to Spotify, any platform we can get it across, because we just want to spread the message, right? Because like, everybody looks at the gun violence in Toronto and thinks like the only way to fight it or to deal with it is to more police, right? And it's like, that's not the equation to me. It's like the conversation is so deep. I don't even know the answer to it. I just know how to perceive it from a person that's been in and out of jail and been through the scenarios of that. And then now I'm a grown adult, you know, who's raising my daughter who's 19 and shit like that. And then like, I'm trying to show her like how to view the world before she feels it. So the video, I try to make the kids see before they feel, because I think if you see it before you feel it, then you will make a better decision. But I can't, like, even like, you know, like when you talk about gun violence and stuff like that, right? Every record is about, they're like, stop the violence.
It's preachy.
Yeah, but you can't tell people to stop the violence because it's embedded in our DNA from the dawn of mankind, right? Even in the Bible, like from King James, they're all people that murdered people, right? Like, yes, exactly. So violence is in our DNA. Yeah. But if you have to stab a man versus shooting a man, the thought process is longer.
True.
Right? So the odds of you stabbing someone to death versus shooting someone, because remember, you might shoot somebody out of the heat of a moment. I pull out a thing, boom!
Yeah, and just hit him and
it's over, right?
Yeah,
And he's dead. And now you have to live with the fact that you killed him. When if you had a knife, you really have to think about it. I'm not trying to say stab niggas to death. I'm just trying to say we eliminate the guns, we could control them.
You eliminate a lot, yeah. And I agree with you, because the same people, it's like when they say that, you know, guns don't kill people, people kill people. But it's like, how many people that do these mass murders would go through a crowd of 30 people or a school
with a knife or a machete,
people with a fucking knife or a machete?
It takes too long, right?
Stab motherfuckers to death.
And it's up close, nigga. I've been stabbed before, so like I know what it's like. You know, whatever. But I'm just saying that like to do that is a lot more thought versus instinct. When you pick up a machine, you let it off, boom, man, drop. And sometimes it's, you know, sometimes niggas get murdered because they need to get murdered. Niggas are really killing with intention. Sometimes niggas are killing by accident, right? Like Nas has a song called Accident Murderers featuring Rick Ross on his album Life is Good, which I think is like the best Nas album next to Illmatic. But he talks about that.
Yo, that's a debate.
Really dope album, man.
That's a debate right there.
Really dope album. So I'm writing this record. I'm like, how do I make a record about the gun violence in Toronto without saying?
So you think Accident Murders is stronger than I Gave You Power?
100%.
Word.
No, I can't even say I Give You Power is huge too, right? But that's a story told backwards, different layers to it.
Different layers of the same kind of story.
Creative process, but Accident Murderers is really to me because I know that there's a lot of accident murderers. There's a lot of kids right now that are on the run for clapping somebody where they wish they didn't have to clap the person. They didn't even need.
I feel like the two sides are accident murderers and just to get a rap.
Yes. but it's also too like we're in a very difficult time in our city. You know, we have young millionaires. You know, like people that make money off of music. Like there's a lot more money circulating. So there's a lot more money circulating. There's a lot more access to guns and things. So
yeah,
you know, it leads to the same thing. And it's not like everybody has. We're the same people. It's just that now it's easier for us to do what we think about versus thinking about it. So I'm like, you know, we control the guns, then we can control the murder rate. But
yeah, I agree with you because I think everybody too, especially in the younger stage of life. Like, there's definitely a number of people, when I was in, like, high school and shit, I was like, yo, I'm gonna clap this man. I didn't have the access to the guns, though. You know what I mean? I grew up in a small town, Brantford, you know what I mean? You didn't have access to that shit.
On some real shit, bro, like, the first time I bought a stick, it cost me $3,200 fucking dollars.
Yeah.
Like, $3,200, man. That's not like a little bit of money.
No,
and like, and you had to
cash.
be like respected to get one. I know niggas that got a machine from the same person I got my machine from, and when they went to go get the machine, the nigga took the money, pulled out his gun, and robbed them niggas. You know what I mean? It wasn't like every man could get it. You know what I'm saying? But now it's just too accessible. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know what kind of plug these youth them got, but they're getting guns quicker than we could before. Like to get a gun in my day, you had to be certified to niggas even sell you a gun. Now it's like everybody got one. Like, you know, like, so that's how the murder rate increases. So we just got to control the guns. I can't tell man them to stop the violence because violence is part of our nature. But I know that if you don't have a gun, you have to think longer about it. So you might make a right decision. But you know,
100%.
So because impulse is the worst thing. You know, sometimes we do things out of impulse, and that's we think about
and
after.
Guns are an impulse
and guns
weapon.
are very impulsive. Exactly.
They're an impulse weapon.
Exactly.
Yeah,
we're landing the plane on the same level. But anyway, continue.
Yeah, man.
Yo, but that's just coming out September 8th. On
By
Saturday.
the time this drops, it'll be out, so we'll play it in the show.
So it's called Demon Season. I want to say right now, I use a lot of images in the videos where there's a lot of victims. I actually show the shootings and exactly what's going on because I really believe in like making people see it before they feel it. So I want to say condolences to anybody that was affected by the tragic events that I displayed in my video because I really feel like I have to be sensitive to the situation, but I also have to talk to the youth and make them feel it. And maybe like your martyr, the situation that happened to your family, if we show it, it might stop another family from going through the same thing. So I just want to say my condolences right now. You know, I'm sorry about that. But I didn't know how else to express it, so I had to make the kids see it before they feel it. So if we could save one life, then I mean, the life you lost was important, right? So.
Well, and the thing is, too, the imagery you use is already public accessible.
Yeah,
you wouldn't be able to use it if it wasn't accessible through public.
100%.
And I think somebody like you making a song like this shows a lot more emotion than like that white girl up on CB24 or whoever.
100%.
Might be just like, you know, like a lot of times it bugs me out how you watch this shit. And on the news, they tell you the story with no heart. It's like, oh, well, another man was murdered at Jane and Finch today, and it was over this and that. Anyways, next up, there was a mule born in the Toronto Zoo today. Like, you know what I mean? It's like just passed over like it's nothing. Yeah. So I think if it's feasible for these media outlets to use this shit to higher the ratings, I think if anything, you shouldn't even have to apologize for using that stuff to put a message across.
Because I'm compassionate, you know, and I understand though. I have people that got murdered. I know what it's like to lose somebody through something like that. You know, like really deeply.
But you're not exploiting it. You know what I mean?
But
That's the thing.
I'm just saying what we see on the news, and it's like, okay, so even the chorus says, you know, it goes. Okay, I don't want to spoil it because I want the record to come out before this video, but I'm gonna say the main punchline is the 6 is looking hot on the 6 o'clock news. So I use the images that I found on the news and compiled them into one thing that fits around the chorus, but I also show the opposite side of it, where I'm like, rest in peace to all the dog them, you know, prayers for the mothers of the fallen, because people always pray for the dead, but what about the mother? The mother that lost her son or their child, and living with that is a very tremendous experience, you know? Like you never should bury your kid. There's a lot of mothers out here that are burying their own children. I'm like, how do they live with that? You know, I want to pray for them because they're going through so much grief. The person is dead and gone, but your family's still here. And a lot of people need to understand that it's not just your life. It's everyone's around you because you are connected to a spider web of emotions. You know what I mean? It's like if you take your life or take a life and you go to jail or you get murdered, your life doesn't stop with you. It affects everyone. It's a ripple effect, you know?
Yeah.
It's like, and we have to make people realize that. So all I did was to put out a record that shows it. You know, and I apologize to anybody that's going to be affected by it, because you're going to be affected by it, because the imagery is so strong. But every image I use is what I've seen on the news. I just compiled it as one to get my message across. So hopefully you kids get it. Straight.
Word up.
Yeah.
And that's Demon Season.
Yeah, that's the name of this record, Demon Season.
Demon
We're going to call
Season.
it some other gun, but I'm like, nah, because I will time stamp it, but we call it Demon Season. And Toronto is what it is. Man, them are demons out here. Everybody know our demon. You know, Demon Season is summer. You know how many men got dropped out? I think today, a nigga got shot down. Yesterday, a nigga got shot down.
Do you think with the rise of the popularity, in Toronto as well too, that the violence has increased?
Yeah,
I think
100%.
with the eyes of the world looking at Toronto like a
100%.
hip hop capital, because of Drake and people like that,
It's
the
just-
violence has
it's
increased.
just the money, man.
Because man's is trying to like
It's just the money.
show that it's like, yo, it's real
It's the
out
money.
here.
Right, now, people got more money now, so money leads to access. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? So if you got more money, there's a greater chance of you buying them straps for 32. I don't know what you niggas is paying now. I heard you niggas paying like 17. Whoa. Wish I grew up in your era. Fuck, shit was so expensive for me, but I'm just saying that I heard that the prices went down. But I'm just saying there's more money here. There's more attention here, so yes, it's going to lead to more violence. And
Well, that's one thing I always thought too, is that if you just raise the price of bullets, that gun violence would decrease.
I'm going to say
You
something
can charge
crazy.
the same for guns, but if you charge $100 for a
I'm
pack
gonna
of
say something
bullets,
so fucking stupid right now that goes against all my morals, but I'm like, you really want to deter the situation? 12 years minimum for getting caught with a strap. Whether you use it in a murder or not, you get pulled over, you get caught with a strap, you're serving a 12, that means you have to do 8. And that would make man be more cautious of working with it. So maybe
Yeah.
he'll think longer. I'm just trying to find a solution. I'm not trying to say the police to throw the book at every man that has a gun. Maybe he's defending himself. But if we put the minimum sentence at a time that affects you, because 5 years is nothing, man. 2.5 is nothing. I've been through that. Nothing. Like 2 years is nothing.
You come
nigga.
back out and start getting back on your bullshit.
straight up. But it's nothing. You know what I mean? But like, give a nigga 8, like he has to sit down for a solid 8. That's almost a decade, man. That could change anybody's perspective. I was a different man today than I was 8 years ago.
Yeah.
So I know that 100%. But I don't want to say that because that's so fucked up. That means I'm trying to say like, oh, the man never got a strap. I had to go to jail for 8 years. But I'm just trying to find a solution. But I don't know what it is. But I think
there
that's
has to be a solution in
yeah,
it.
but the conversation needs to be made. So
Yeah.
my record Demon Season is just me opening the conversation, me speaking about it from both perspectives, from a guy from the street, from a guy that's now a father, raising a young woman that's going to be attracted to guys like her father.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
And
yeah.
So I have to speak to those guys before the situation occurs, but I can't control it. I'm just trying to bring the conversation to light.
Word up. You go by Tony Ranks now. You were
Yeah.
Scandalis back in the day. I know you don't like that name now.
Nah.
But one thing I do want to talk about, though, is the building of the empire.
Wow, word.
Like when I talked to Adam Baum and Bo Shortcut, you know what I mean? They kind of told us the earliest stages of Empire, right? Like how the idea was formulated. Adam Baum would come through, you know, Shortcut's crib, whatever, all that stuff. But I only got the early mathematics of it. What, like
so,
how? What?
So my perspective is different. So
Okay,
this
cool.
is what it is, right? So I'm from Scarborough. Like back in the earlier days, ask Adam, Trey, Tech, anybody from Empire. People thought Empire was from Scarborough. You know, they thought that we were Scarborough-based dudes.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But we weren't. So there was a cannabis thing where cannabis was freestyling like much music back in the days.
Yeah.
And Tech went down to a show. So I know Tech, we both grew up in the same metro housing
Okay,
called
yeah.
Gordon Ridge, right? So oh shit, there's two sides. So one time we went to a fucking party at some place downtown. We were freestyling in the bathroom. We met a guy named Pill. Pill lived in Parkdale. This is how we met fucking Trey, but it was me and Tech. So me, Tech, and Trey knew each other. Tech met Bomb at a cannabis show. Then we went to Atlantis. You know, Atlantis, like this club by the Ontario place.
That'd been
Revolver
before
Dance
my
Floor.
times,
Yeah,
yeah.
but like way back in the day, like all age jams, we're kids, right? So this guy was like, yo, Tech was like, yo, Bomb, but he introduced me to me, and then me and Bomb were like, cool. Then back in the day, niggas would freestyle outside, like people be beatboxing and people be like rapping, like trying to show who's better. So me and Bomb, like, we were going back and forth, everybody was loving it. And then we linked up the next day, which was like CNE. Like, I think it was like Canada Day, that's what we call it, the Birth of Empire Day.
Yeah.
But there was like maybe 300 people, man, and like, me and Bomb literally like freestyled and battled like 100 people for like 6 hours. And that was like the official start. So we're just like,
That's kind of what he said too.
Yeah.
Was like just battling.
yeah,
people
just battling
was
it on the
start of it.
streets, right? And then like, so we were together, and then we didn't know how to make songs either back then. We're just about like outbarring, being more witty. Like we would walk sometimes, like from my crib, 'cause I lived at Arlington and Dundas, down to like Beat Junkies, the legendary Beat Junkies, and we would just walk and like look at signs and like try to freestyle words and think about the art form. So we're really like intelligent lyricists. But then, you know, it comes to a time that we're together now and like, oh, we're freestyling on the street. And then I think Tech met somebody that knew a guy named Noah.
Yeah.
And then Noah had like his own basement apartment, who's 40 now, who's Drake's producer. And he was like making some beats and shit like that, but he knew we could rap, and we go over to his crib and we started recording songs. Like the first song we ever recorded was like me and Bomb, a song called Once Again From the Top. You know, Bomb's verse is like, once again from the top, and this prospect like 7 o'clock, spinning depending on whether or not the instrumental is hot. Bomb the ever did legend, I get in this props, is like landers, paying their tennis to rent out the spot. I was like, that was the first thing I've ever heard recorded from this guy. I was like, holy fuck. I'm like, holy shit. So I jump in, I'm like, Scandalis places and Vanity Streets, who brings the fire to your fleet like the jam and the key, the planet, the girl, whatever. But so we went back and forth. We did the record, and Noah's like, yo, you guys can really rap. And we're like, no, you can make beats. You're not an engineer. So that started the whole Empire thing. And then we recorded the intro, and then we recorded Table of Nonsense, and then we recorded the Source mixtapes, and we started selling them on the street, and the rest is history.
That's how
Noah's the biggest producer for the biggest artist in history. You know, like Friday got his, he's in that part of Empire too. He got, We Love Hip Hop.
He's got that thing going.
Yeah, right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Bomb is doing this MBS thing. Trey's still doing this Source mixtapes. Like, I think that we built the foundation. We're a part of something that led to a lot of things,
See, but with me, that's the thing, is that what your guys' history is, like before Drake was a popular thing, I was living in Brantford, Ontario. This is like 2 hours away. I don't even know if you know where it is. That's the home plate.
Brantford, is Brantford like Brantford's cousin?
That's like, no, it's like on the outside of...
meet my cousin Brantford and his nigga Brantford.
No, Brantford's like outside of Hamilton. Like, that's like an hour and a half away out here, you know what I mean? Like, that's not like even like GTA area. That's like this little pocket in the middle of fucking Ontario nowhere. You know what I mean? But even us out there, we got the reach of the SARS. You know what I mean? We got the reach of the Empire. Yeah. So to me, like, when I moved up here, like, even before Drake was big, like, that was, like, the thing. Like, that was the T-Dot, you know what I mean?
You know what's so crazy? So there's this event that Flow 93.5 put on. It's called Who Got Next?
Yeah.
So there was Drake, me and Adam Bomb as the Loudmouths, and ISIS. And, like, so we performed the record, like, Nowhere. He performed, whatever. He was like, but that's how we met, like technically, like, him and 40 connecting is directly through whatever Empire did, and and honestly, I really think that Drake is the best at what he does, or the best at what we all do, because it comes down to making music, and he's really great at it, and he has a great team and a lot of talented people behind him. But I'm glad I was a part of the building blocks. Like, I don't think 40 would have made music for this long if he didn't do it for so long with us.
Do it with people who were talented.
Yeah, he mixed the first SARS mixtape, SARS 1, and we literally saw like 30,000 bitches of them on the streets at $10 a piece.
Yo, I had pieces of those in Brantford. That's what I'm saying. Like those.
We were literally like standing here at corner Young and Dundas.
Like y'all were just selling those to
paying our bills.
To people
like we were paying our bills, controlling our habits, doing whatever, just selling our music. You know? But that was before the internet age.
That shit had reach, man. That's what I'm saying. It was before the internet age. You know what I mean? Like that shit had serious reach. You remember Mo?
Yes.
Mo, he my homie Asis is his roommate. He's got all you guys.
Niggas still got roommates? Niggas still got roommates? Nigga, we grown men. If you ever your child, nigga, level the fuck up. I don't know what you doing on these streets.
I don't know where you guys sit, but I know he's got all your old mixtapes. So I actually, the stuff I had never heard, I've actually peeked through my homeboy Aces, because he's still got all your old mixtapes.
Well, you know what's dope?
He speaks very highly of all you guys, the whole movement, everything too. And he's got a lot of the old history and the mathematics behind it too.
But it's just being talented, or not even. I don't think that like being a good MC is like something that you naturally inherit. I think it's something you work at. Yeah, and I think that because I was around the team of some of the greatest individuals ever, no matter what happened between us, we were still my brothers, because we learned a lot from each other and became men. But I know that we understand the technical aspect of rapping. And even now in Toronto scene, like, I'm paying attention. Everybody's using auto-tune. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Yeah. Like, somebody drops like a top 6 list, and 5 of the 6 has auto-tune on it. Like, does anybody even rap anymore? But I guess that's why Drake is successful, because Drake comes from our era where MCing is dope, and he's a dope MC.
Well, and it's like something you said on the post too, because you said something very similar. And what I said is, you're like, I feel like nobody respects the craft no more. And what I said to your response, and you were like, yo, that's facts. But I was like, it's not the fact no one respects the craft, it's the fact that there was a certain time where it was an underground culture.
Yes.
So the people who respected it for what it was. That has really become the top pop culture. People respect it for the things that it's not what it is. You know what I mean? But you still have the people that do respect it for what it is.
But listen to me, the most successful artists we have now still respect it for what it is. Drake is a lyricist. Drake is a lyricist. Kendrick Lamar is a lyricist. Yeah. J. Cole is a lyricist, right? Anybody at the top of the food shelf right now,
is a lyricist. It's like Hope. Hope wouldn't have this long-standing reign if he wasn't a lyricist.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But everything else is subcultures, right? The hip hop is so big; it's the biggest genre in the world. There's many subcultures.
All these other dudes who got hit records for a year or two and disappear. To me, that's all Vanilla Ices. That's MC Hammers. It's all that other stuff. You know what I mean? So I shit it's hot for the minute, but it's not hot later on.
I just think it's the moments, right? I think they represent a moment in our culture and a moment in our lives.
But it's the people who carry on are the people who respect the culture and know how to make a hit song.
That's very hard to do. But hopefully I got one, man. It's about the gun violence in Toronto. I'll say it again. It's called Demon Season. It'll be out September 8th, which is my birthday. And I'm going to celebrate my birth and also commemorate people that have died, because my life might be continuing, but a lot of people have stopped. So I'd rather do it on the day that I was born, on the day that a lot of people died. So trying to balance it out. But it comes out real soon. Shout out to the podcast. Shout out to Kelly Mahoney. Shout out to PPP in the building.
And let them know the other single you got out with Stranger before.
Oh, Don't Talk to Stranger. We
Talk.
also have another one called Level Up coming. We got a lot of records. Like, I've been sitting on some shit. But, you know, I had to get better, you know, lose some weight, get a little bit more handsome. I'm elbow niggas in the face. But yeah, bless up, shout out. Everybody have a great night. No more violence in the city for now.
Breaking Records Radio, the homie Tony Ranks, so we out.
All right.
Breaking fucking Records Radio.